Mark, thank you very much for joining us. You're set to launch the Construction Communication Network in June next year. Tell us about it.
Mandla, it's a long story. You know, it starts about 6 years ago when I was involved with the Association of South African Quantity Surveyors as its president. And I realized then that there was this opportunity to create a platform for a community of users to use construction information in a way that is useful to them. So just to paint a picture of the construction industry for you, if you look out there, you'll see a very fragmented industry. There's thousands and thousands of suppliers who are trying to reach people who use their products on a daily basis. Okay. So on the one hand, you've got a few thousand people making products and distributing products, and on the other hand, you've got people who are buying these products and want to find these products. And right in the middle of that, you've got a group of professionals who are construction industry architects, QSs, who are making decisions about those products. So we liken that to the bow tie. On the both sides of the bow tie, you've got a big, wide audience, and right in the middle, in the knot of the bow tie, are the people that make decisions about these products. So we're trying to move from a very fragmented, disorderly way of people presenting product information to a structured way, and across a platform, a web-based platform that's easily searchable, and that can be used by industry players in the way they want to use it. Let's
start with the suppliers firstly. What benefit will there be for them to be on this database?
Obviously, what it does for suppliers is it opens up a direct channel of communication to the people that specify their products. So most suppliers are battling to reach specifiers. They're trying to force their way through the knot in the bow tie, and they typically do that by employing people to dump catalogs on specifiers. In this way, they'll be able to do it much more efficiently, and specifiers will be able to find their products in a much more Google-type search way. So it opens up a direct channel of communication for suppliers. It also allows many, many more suppliers to be able to come through the knot and the bow tie quite efficiently. So it's about search, it's about people structuring their data in a way that can be used in other applications as well in the industry.
Now, how has the reception been from your industry at the moment?
Well, at the moment we're in the middle of our capital raising exercise. So there are two investment companies that have been set up, one being set up by the South African Institute of Architects and the other one by the Association of South African Quantity Surveyors. And those companies are raising capital from their members, who will in turn be the ultimate users of this portal for investment into CCN. There's been a great reception. We've been around the country on a roadshow. We've done all the major centres. We're doing some of the smaller centres later this week. And from the investor side and the user side, there's been a lot of excitement.
But then who's going to, how can I put this, double check or verify the information that is supplied to you?
That's a very good question. If you take the paper-based version at the moment and you look at the way suppliers distribute their catalogues at the moment, and they're spending lots and lots of money on doing that, and they're doing it wrong, because the people who need the information don't like to get different sorts of information coming at them. They want it structured in one way. This is no different. It's just allowing a supplier to put his data on the database in a structured way. So he'd still be responsible for ensuring that he puts the correct data on there. It's not a case of us trying to say we're going to be the vetter of all information out there. Not at all. We'd never get the business off the ground if that was the case.
Okay, you're obviously in the process of generating revenue, but there's also other avenues that you'll be using to do that. For instance, will it be subscription-based?
Well, there are various services that will be offered to suppliers. You can start off with a very basic Google-type web search service, which is a vertical search service, which allows a supplier to have their website crawled and indexed in such a way that when a user is in the portal and they're looking for, say, something like a tap, they're not going to get 70 million results like you would in a Google search. You're going to get a much narrower search result. So there's that service, and that will allow suppliers to actually come up near the top of that search. If a small supplier in South Africa, for example, wants to come out on the top of a Google-type search, they've virtually got no way of doing that, because they'll be so far down the rankings that no one will see them. That's one service. There will be other services, listing services, contact detail services, virtually in electronic yellow pages, advertising services, and then catalog hosting services, where suppliers can have their whole catalogs hosted on the portal and made searchable in a way that people can find it. So It is subscription-based on the one hand, and it's also hosting-based, volume-based, and user-based on the other hand.
Mark, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you.